because it is way past Christmas, my friend.
No, dude, no.
Christmas forever.
You might like that.
He's also big on that Wingdings game. Big on that Wingdings game. Look at that. What is that? Music note, diamond, another music note.
Oh my god.
Female smiley face, male sunshine heart. Dang, I know exactly what he
Good to
means.
go.
I know exactly what he means. Let's see, we got silver, silver, bronze, gold, 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 silver, silver. We've been got ready for a long time. Fire it up, boys. Look
Go,
out.
go, go.
He already said we are.
Oh, here we are talking about things. Oh,
Just past jobs and all that.
well, that's one of the problems with our Friday night cast is maybe you and I have been drinking, maybe we're a little bit less focused.
Whoa! I never said I was drinking. I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. It's not late night LowElo. Alcohol does not exist. It's bad for you kids.
It is bad.
Until 11 o'clock.
Until 11 o'clock. The disco ball drops. Everyone's doing cocaine and just hookers everywhere. But until
Whoa,
then...
Stretch.
Until then...
Yeah.
But until then...
Keep it classy, someone.
Keep it classy. Until we get classier.
Yeah.
Oh my
My
goodness.
villains? No, never tequila, man. I have nothing but bad experience with tequila.
He's like, yeah, tequila! Let's go in!
Yeah.
I want to make so many bad life choices tonight.
Tequila is the only alcohol where I will drink it and then I will just make dumb decisions. I don't know why. I'll drink. I will get so drunk I can't even move off of anything else. I like my Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
And tequila, man. I can run along that. Oh god, I just fell 10 feet. Like, oh god, what was I thinking?
Let me close my door real quick. I'll be right back.
Alright, band-wise, we got Rek'Sai, Azir, Yorick. DCB's been playing a lot of Yorick. Actually, all of those. Those are all target bans against DCB.
Oh my goodness. Dude, the fear is the truth right now.
Well, he's been spamming that Yorick. Like, every single time we see him play, it's Yorick.
Yeah,
so
and that's the beauty of being, decently good at these champions, is you force out these bans and you free up the entire rest of your team.
Well, and you know what, though? I agree with 2 of those 3 bans. Like, Rek'Sai and Azir just need to be banned.
Yeah, they're pretty strong right now. Both of them have a lot of mobility, a lot of damage. Rek'Sai did get nerfed recently, but I think her kit's just strong in general. Like, the ability to just see people without wards, that by itself is pretty dang good.
Yeah, no, just get out of my game. Like, just go away.
Yeah, don't even mess with me. DCB falling back on that Kha'Zix pick. He's gonna go ahead and go into the jungle, look for that burst damage. Carrots McDuff hovering over Annie. I think that would be a good pairing. If you want to get those late game resets, you definitely want that burst damage out there.
Annie is she's in a really weird spot right now, too. I'm excited to see an Annie play, especially if it's Annie support. It's just, she's in a really weird spot because if at any point you fall behind with Annie and you're using your Tibbers defensively, you're probably losing the game.
Gotcha.
And she's weak to water-type Pokemon, like
she's
that Nami.
super, super weak to water-type Pokemon. The flame just goes right out. It's just no good.
Just right out. That's OP. Like, you think... There are no grass-type Pokemon. Zyra's not in the meta right now. There is no counter to Nami.
If a Charizard's flame goes out, he dies.
Oh god, no.
Jeez, Pokemon, you're so dark.
You're so dark.
I am super dark. The darkest. I was actually talking about that earlier today. I was like, dude, these quesadillas are so toasted. They're almost as toasted as I am.
That's funny, because it could be 2 things.
Yeah, it's true.
It doesn't even have to be about race.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Alright.
Ooh, Annie Jinx combo. I actually really like that.
Yeah, that's a lot of long-range poke capability, a lot of burst damage as well. And then the Singe comes out. Now, we were talking about... I was in the LowElo chat earlier this week when the patch dropped, 5.1. We're talking about Zerat's Portal, and someone had mentioned that Singed is probably one of the best characters to run the portal on, and I agree. What are your thoughts on this?
Let me do a quick. I'm just gonna look at the stats. That thing is amazing by itself. That active does not even matter.
Well,
but you're right.
The active is the tits.
Well, the active is amazing, and I love it. But buying it, what it costs for those stats alone is amazing.
Yeah.
Like the active is just like added gravy, man. Yeah. I don't know.
50 armor, 50 magic resist. You have 100% health regen. And then you gain 30% movement speed when you're near turrets or the portal itself. You could use that portal as an escape mechanism. Think about it. You drop the portal in front of you for the speed boost and keep running.
Okay. We both agree Singed is going to be amazing on this. Is there any other champion that can abuse it as much as him?
I tried it on Zac. It's alright on Zac. The resistances are super nice, so you go a pretty heavy resistance build. Because, your resistances determine how much damage those little minion guys do, and they can crush a turret if they're left unattended. Like, they do a surprising amount of damage. So it's actually a retarded amount of damage. So you can put it on pretty much any tank, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Like, despite the fact that there's no HP, the map pressure it provides is such a big deal that you could put it on any character. Like, think about how many dragon teleports happen in this game. You teleport to dragon with your team, the other guy teleports in, you fight. But this entire time, you've had a Zerat portal up in the top lane, and it got a turret for you. Even if you don't get the dragon, it's worth.
That's so funny. I didn't even think about the AFK pressure it provides.
Yeah, and it does the same thing as a banner of command minion, where if your guys kill minions, the little Zerat portal guys, you get the gold and XP.
Oh my goodness,
that is retarded good. I farmed 50 gold without farming 50 gold in that game. I played as Zac. I mean, 50 minions, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the only question is, is it first item rushable?
No. It's like a mid-game, late game item. When rotations start happening, that's when you get it.
Okay. On Mundo, that would be interesting.
That would be good.
That would be good, because Mundo doesn't need AP. It does kind of hurt Singed, just because, he needs a little bit of AP, a little bit of tanky stats. He needs that tier, so I do think on Mundo would be really good.
Yeah, I think that on characters that have high health snowballing capability, like Singed and Scion, actually, it's probably going to be pretty key. Because, Scion, if you just give him resistances, he can generate his own HP on his own, and that just makes his armor and magic resist he's getting from that portal that much more valuable, so it's strong.
What about Maokai? One of Maokai's biggest issues is, pushing and, taking out towers and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's the thing about this thing, is, there's a huge amount of characters that are like that. You see top lane Maokai, full tank Renekton, Zac, top lane Swain.
Dude, this item is dumb.
It's so good. It's so good. My suggestion with the item, because it's not like every game requirement good. I think Thornmail is most times. But it's up there. If they lowered the combine cost to, because right now I think it's 850. If they lowered it by down to 550 gold and tossed in a crystalline bracer for a little bit of HP, it would be the Trinity Force of tank items, and it would be required every game.
Yeah, they gotta play. I actually see its cost going up, and either that active of it needs to get nerfed, or it needs to get an increased cost, because right now it's so efficient just alone for the stats.
Yeah. 50 armor, 50 magic resist.
Right. Thank you, please, yes.
Yeah.
Where do I say?
The mobility into lanes with the movement speed on turrets is super nice, too.
Oh god, yeah, that's so good.
It's you can delay your boots for a Zerat's portal. Super good. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful item. Thank you, Rito, for helping out us tank players.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
Alright, so what we're saying is, Mr. Entropy, if you don't get this new item, we're very sad.
Yeah, I mean,
Shen, too! Shen can love this item! God bless!
Shen with this and a Sunfire Cape probably wins the game, honestly. I'm serious. It's just like, you have Sunfire Cape, so you're already a nuisance to deal with, and they're just like, I don't want to stand next to this guy. And then you drop the portal in some brush, and they're like, I can't attack that effectively. Yeah, I know. And you're still pushing. Yeah, I am. And then you're just like, oh, god dang it. This guy's impossible to kill. He's just got a Sunfire Cape and a Zerat's portal, and he's sitting on like 180 armor and 110 magic resist. Some number around there.
Yeah, oh my god, dude, this is gonna be so much fun. I really hope we see, like, double Zerat's portal. And just see the Void Links going after each other.
Yeah. Because, like, well, now that I'm thinking about it, since the minions ignore other Void minions, technically, since they get to a point where they can't hit each other, they will generate infinite gold, or, you know, constant gold throughout the 150-second duration if they are facing against each other. Because they'll always just clear the wave, and then they won't hit each other, so they can't push in the opposite direction any.
That's the ultimate gentleman's agreement between top laners.
Like,
let's do this.
We're both gonna get portal, sit it up here, and just join our teams.
Yeah, like, let's go team fight, but we're still gonna get all the farm. Let's do this. Dude, that sounds like your dream.
It's my dream. Because, like, I won early on Zac, and I think I did rush it, and I just set it down, and the Irelia I was facing didn't know what it did. So it sat there for the full duration every time, even though you can kill the portal. And I was just like, I am making way too much gold right now for standing here in mid lane. Oh my goodness. And then I still dove turret and killed him. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Because you can go up to top try and place it in there, and the minions will still hit the top outer turret. It's pretty ridiculous. Alright, so looking at these two teams, since we've literally done no analysis and we're just drooling about Zerat's portal, blue side, they've got Tristana, Nami, Diana, Shen, Lee Sin, so a pretty high burst combo with some grouping capability between Diana and Shen. Good AoE knockups on Nami and Lee Sin, and just split pushing potential on Shen in general, so I think it's a good overall pick comp, very well put together, and as long as they do our usual thing, we're just like, hey, get ward vision, get vision across the map, they're going to be just fine. Same thing goes with red team. We see so many pick comps in this game. Like, there's
Yeah.
Singed and Shen just both want to split and then join the team when a team fight breaks out, and other than that, it's going to be pick comp.
Yeah, both. I mean, all the lanes are kind of looking for similar things. Shen and Singed are both looking to get huge tanky stats so they can join their team fights and be monsters and get onto the enemy backline. Both AD carries are just kind of looking to survive the laning phase, get to a team fight and reset. A little bit of a different story for the supports. AD carry or jungler is going to just be looking for those awkward flanks to start the fights and stuff. And I don't know, Flash Tibbers versus... I see both mid laners kind of doing the same thing, but I'm worried about Gunnar. How do you think this mid lane matchup's going to go?
It's going to be interesting. You know, I don't see a lot of Diana. I feel like if Diana's played correctly, she can be super potent. I think people underestimate her burst damage a lot, but with the fact that Annie's got so much range and poke potential early on, she's going to be hard-pressed to farm accurately. But that being said, I think that they also have a lot of lane pressure. You know, Lee Sin comes in with a gank and a slow. Diana can pull Annie back to an even more unfavorable position, and, you know, they could produce a kill out of that fairly easily. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of anticipate the only way Diana can survive this lane and succeed in this lane is to maybe max that shield, not try to all in and trade.
Mm-hmm. And rush probably an Abyssal is what I would say.
Yeah, I mean, like, she can all in with just her base stats, but she needs to put a lot of points into that shield, not her Q.
Right.
Abuse the fact that Annie has such long cooldowns between most of her abilities and stuff.
That is very, very true. Eric the Sauce Bell Sauce, aka Miley Cyrus, already utilizing the base gate. I love that thing. Dude, I think it's fantastic.
Can we not talk about this game and talk about how much we love this patch? Like,
it's so good. There's so many good things happening. And IE got nerfed. That makes me super happy.
I love that too. Like, I'm an ADC main, and I'm so excited. Ooh, nice ward kill on the Pixel Bush there.
Just tired of being required to buy IE every single game. Now we've got options. BT is no longer as bad in the shadow of the IE.
Yeah, BT was never bad. It was just the problem was IE was so gold efficient.
Like, yeah, it was just too good.
Yeah.
PD got buffed too. I think it's got a little bit more crit.
To balance out the IE change there. I think they're trying to find a way to encourage players, like, without nerfing Shiv, they want to make Phantom Dancer better. So, because Shiv is just the better of the two items pre this patch.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I don't know.
That wave clear that you get from it is so beneficial for just, pushing out waves and then regrouping with your team nice and quick. And you don't really have to give up that much. Not only that, but I believe Static Shiv has more movement speed than PD. So it's just overall better for high, fast-paced mobile play.
Yeah, and it fits with the trend that I like to see on AD carries, which is just upfront burst. Let's do this, boys.
Yeah, exactly. Get up there, get that auto attack down. If the first one crits and Static Shiv crits as well, then it's just enormous, and you pretty much win any sort of 1v1 situation. But going back to the game here, I expect Mr. Entropy to push Crazy Phil up to his turret, force him to farm under tower a bit, and get Shen to miss some of these minions. Because typically Shen's got a little bit of an issue, farming under turret unless Crazy Phil has gone AD. He has picked up a bit there, but not enough to really last hit under turret accurately.
Yeah, Stretch, looking in this bot lane, I see something that makes me very mad and sad.
Is it the coin?
It's the coin!
The Hurricane has gotten lazy and has picked the coin here instead of the ever better Frost thing.
Especially against a Leona. Zenith Blade misses there on Hurricane, but especially against Leona, you can just sit there and abuse the fact that you're ranged. Just keep getting your reset of 5 gold.
No, yeah, you can proc so much money there, and any gold you proc on yourself, or proc on that item early, only puts you closer to that upgrade, and then that'll just increase your gold gen too, so that's super good. Top lane, Mr. Entropy actually taking a lot of damage here from Crazy Phil. Crazy Phil just doing a fantastic job of keeping this wave pushed up and making sure that he does not get forced out of lane. Bubble goes down in the bottom lane, but it does not land. George P. Bradell walks up forward, Zap misses on him, and Miley Cyrus is in the mix doing some auto attack damage. Looks like blue side comes out ahead there, and they do have the sustained advantage as well. Ooh. Crazy Phil spots out Mr. Entropy trying to base. Mr. Entropy is just not paying attention to his screen as he was caught shopping. No. Firing shots does not land the Q there to pick up the kill, and Crazy Phil is Mr. Entropy is forced to go back to base after burning that ghost there. So one of the reasons why you do not want to shop while you're recalling, especially in a vulnerable position like that.
It's okay to open the shop every now and then, but don't be caught with your pants down, guys. You need to not be in the shop the entire time.
Right.
Keep an eye on the minimap at the very least.
That's very true. See. So, red side of the map here, I'm just going to take a look at Kha'Zix in the jungle. Dark Crimson Blade takes these alternate routes. 4 minutes in the game, he's just now getting to his red buff. He goes ahead and smites that, heals back almost to full, and he's very far ahead of Lee Sin in terms of his farm value, 6 minions ahead. Top lane, we got a little bit of a trade going down between Crazy Phil and Mr. Entropy there, but bottom lane, I think blue side's doing well too. I mean, they've been continually going even or better on these trades, and with that sustained advantage, they're going to be in a great spot.
Well, they're playing a little bit more passive than I would have expected them to at this early levels with Nami, but they are doing a good job of dodging the Leona Zenith Blade, and when an ability finally does land, they turn and fight. In the top lane, Crazy Phil gets hopped on. I don't know.
Mr. Entropy goes deep. He cannot take one more shot. He makes it out in time. Crazy Phil going to pop some potions here. We do have Lee Sin in the area as well, so some action could be coming about very soon. Ping goes down. They know that Dark Crimson Blade is still here. DCB looking to jump in and possibly get this kill. He's using a lot of his time here. Firing shots, sees that ward go down in the brush and will back off, even though I think that he might be able to 1v1 Lee Sin.
Well, I mean, he's got the level advantage, and he's just out farming Lee Sin. He's got double CS at the moment, and he's already... I don't know, this is hard. As he is trying to sneak him, but he's going to stand on a ward, so it doesn't even waste his time as Deanna backs up. Nice map movement, or map reading by DCB there.
Yeah, it's always fine to go and attempt these ganks, even though there's a ward there. You want people to know where the pressure is at, and then that can just free up some time in the lane, even if it's for just a couple seconds, for your team to catch up in the farm values. We see that Carrots McDuff is actually very far ahead of Gunnar, as we kind of expected before the game. He's got a double mini lead. DCB knows that the ward coverage is here and uses the razor sharp buff from the Raptors to pick up a Warden, and then finds the pink in this Dimple Brush. Fantastic rotations from DCB.
Yeah, DCB just definitely, he's on top of the vision control this game. I feel like in this mid lane, by the way, as a minor point,
oh my
Diana...
goodness. George P. Bradell goes super deep between Miley Cyrus and Malevinus. Shots Fired shows up, though, lands the Q, and finally gets a reward for all this roaming he's been doing. Mid lane, Tibbers goes down onto Gunnar, along with Ignite. Gunner's going to flash out of that situation to make sure that he stays alive. We noticed that he's actually got 2 points in his shield, 2 points in his Q, and then 1 point in everything else. It's kind of an interesting half and half alignment he's chosen there for his abilities, rather than going all in on either the W or the Q.
Well, it is interesting, and I understand that he may feel he only needs to put 2 points in order to be able to trade effectively or farm efficiently. Right. But he's really suffering from the fact that he probably should have gone back pretty early in this lane, taken it, and then come back with a Dorn's Blade or a Dorn's Ring advantage. In the mid lane, though, firing shots getting Q blocked by Tibbers. How did that hit?
He sneaks it around him. Gunnar does dash in, forces the flash out of Carrots McDuff. Stun goes down, and so does the Cone of Flame there. Not going to be enough damage to really pick anyone up, but Carrots McDuff just making sure that he lets the enemy team know that he is not nearly as afraid of them as they think he is.
Yeah, but I just want to touch on that original point, guys. If you're losing the lane, and it's not any fault of your own, you're just matchup-wise, spend the time, go back early, try to get an item advantage, and then come back and win an all-in there. Because otherwise, you're going to lose by double CS or more, like we see a Gunner hitting right now.
Yeah. Stun goes down from Carrots McDuff, followed up with an auto attack there. He's not going to have any mana to really follow up with any additional big damage, but he's just making sure that Diana stays zoned out. Heal going down in the bottom lane from Nami. Dark Crimson Blade showing up at this mid lane. Perfect timing, good stealth, the flash combo. Gets the slow from the missiles down, trying to donate this kill, and he does do it successfully. Fantastic movement in this game by DCB. He really knows how to play that Kha'Zix.
Yeah, I mean, he's tried repeatedly to get an angle on this mid lane, and unfortunately Gunnar was a little bit too greedy, overstayed after he had already burned his flash, and he paid the price. Oh my word.
Top lane, Mr. Entropy goes in with the flip. Good dash from Crazy Phil. Makes sure that he gets reduced damage in this fight and gets away with the favorable trade that Spectre's Cal is doing so much work for him in this lane.
Yeah, I really like that early pickup. I was going to ask you what you thought of the Spectral Cals first against the Singed.
Beautiful. It's probably probably the best item you can get as a first item purchase against someone who does that AP damage over a long duration. People like Singed, Rumble. Even against Zac, it's probably the best item you can build.
Right. Now, do you think... I feel like he doesn't even necessarily need to complete that. He can probably dip into something else at this point. Maybe try to get pressure somewhere else on the map.
Ooh,
because
good
armor
bubble in the bottom lane from the Hurricane goes down, but George P. Bradell decides to not really react to that. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I don't even remember what we were talking about.
Sorry. Alright, Miley Cyrus going in on this fight. Jinx had already backed up, though. George P. Bradell does get a decent jump down. Ulti comes out from Malevolence and does land and get a kill. The Hurricane turns around, landing a few more auto attacks on the duo as they back up. Needs to be careful, though, because Miley Cyrus could turn around. Top lane, Mr. Entropy just going in on Crazy Phil once again, but Crazy Phil has been just outlasting this lane. He's got potions, he's got that Q stacked up, and he's just going to be able to heal up throughout all of this trading that Mr. Entropy is trying to put on him.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. You were worried that, well, I guess Mr. Entropy never had a chance to shove it all the way into the tower, so Shen was allowed to just freeze it, take control of the lane, and just establish this 20 CS lead. Oh my goodness, in the bot lane.
Ooh, good dash coming out from Crazy Phil again on into Mr. Entropy. Dark Crimson Blade shows up in the middle lane again against Gunnar. He will pick up this kill and refresh his blue buff. Lee Sin coming in to respond, but he's a bit late, and I don't think he's going to be able to really pick up anything here.
No, but he...
Oh, wow. Q does land on him. He doesn't have his ulti up. Dark Crimson Blade jumps out towards Annie. The Cone of Flame coming out there. What is that move called? I keep calling it. Incinerate comes out. And
Cone of Flame is good.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of Cone of Cold.
Yeah.
guys, it does fire damage. In case you're curious.
Yeah, cone of flame. Fire damage.
That's how you get burnt, like Stretch.
Yeah, that's how you get toasted.
That's how you get toasted.
Toast flip toast, my friends.
Oh my word.
Alright, so Crazy Phil going to go back to base. Let's check his gold values. 1200, so not quite enough for the full Spirit Visage. I'd say at this point in the game, like we were mentioning before, if he wants to dip into something else, this is a perfect time for Sunfire Cape. Start matching up against the push power of Singed and just force forward, since your Spirit Visage, your Spectre's Cowl is doing so much work, and Singed really isn't building any AP at the moment. He's building a very interesting build that's very mana heavy, and that's not a lot of damage, so I think Shen's going to get to a point where he can kind of just sustain through infinitely.
Yeah, I feel like he didn't. I feel like if he had just picked up 2 or 3 potions instead of going for the Merc Treads plus trying to finish his Spectral's Visage, or his Visage, he probably would have been able to, like we said, pick up an armor item, maybe that Thorn Mail, maybe that Sunfire Cape. But this isn't a bad option. It's probably not the... Oh my goodness, that kick
Firing Shots comes
Entropy.
in, and I think Mr. Entropy may go down here. He's running quite quickly. Ultimate's still coming out. Q is not back up for Lee Sin. Does come up, and Mr. Entropy actually gets a lot of damage down with that exchange as he tries to leave. Annie is rotating up into the top lane there, and Counter is firing shots in the brush. Tibbers does not actually land. As Crazy Phil and Firing Shots get away, Q lands onto Carrots McDuff. I don't think he's going to take it. The Lee Syndrome is not that strong.
I don't know, man. He might throw another one, but yeah, it was a good try by Carrots to get the blind Q. There was no vision in that bush, but he knew Crazy Phil was in that, or he knew the jungler was in that bush, so he went for it. Unfortunately, he just barely missed. Oh no, Nira might be in trouble here.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, very difficult situation for her. Gets isolated there. Good bubble actually will save her life. The ulti, no. Her life gets taken out by Mabelness right there. Flame Choppers comes out along with the missiles from Kha'Zix, both missing as George P. Burdell jumps back out of that fight towards his turret. But it looks like Red Team's got their eyes on this dragon as the ping goes down. There is ward coverage for blue side, so Lee Sin does have a chance to steal this away. I do hope Dark Crimson Blades ignite. Smite is up, and it is. Firing shots going directly in onto Miley Cyrus here. He will cause the dragon to be delayed. Not everyone is on the same page now. Oh, good double dash past everyone. He tried to get the ulti out, or tried to get the damage down there. Shen ulti's coming through. Will he go down before it finishes? No! Shen makes it into the fight, and the taunt does go down. That means George P. Burdell is going to pick up these kills. Good Incinerate out of Annie is going to delay the rest of that fight there, and Crazy Phil just teleports right back up to top lane in typical Shen fashion.
Yeah, typical Shen fashion. Just show up, teleport back, whatever. Probably didn't even have to. If he had stayed, they could have done the dragon, but it's alright to go get all this farm he would have been missing too.
Yeah, that is very true. I don't think he wanted to take it out with having his smite up there, since Lee Sin did die. Then,
Coward.
Yeah.
I would have gone for it.
What if Annie walked up and queued it at the end?
I would have just killed Annie. I'm not above hitting a child.
There you go.
I mean,
You heard it here first, folks.
Yep.
Women and children, Nefarious doesn't care. Smack them around.
Elderly too. Does not matter.
1v1 firing shots versus Mr. Entropy in this top lane tri-brush here. Mr. Entropy actually getting some significant damage down, and he's not going to be able to find this Singed. Singed is kind of trapped over this wall, though. Crazy Phil dashes in, taunt does not land, Q lands, and the firing shots does finish off the kill. Gunner 1v1 versus Carrot McDuff. I take that back. Dark Crimson Blade and Miley Cyrus show up. Honestly, Red Side needs to use the Stippers on this dragon.
Yeah, just go kill the dragon. Tibbers.
Yeah, ping did go down on the dragon, and there's really no reason to push this mid lane in at the moment. She's not going to be able to knock this over. The user objective is to get the dragon. Ulti coming out from George P. Burdell here. The stun is up for Annie. He does need to be a bit careful because Annie does do some damage. The Tippers is walking next to George. Last Q comes out and he does pick up the kill. A very risky play there from the president, but he does get taken out. Firing shots flashes in and picks up even more gold for himself. Lee Sin now sitting on 5-1-1. As off the screen we saw Red Side pick up that dragon buff.
Yeah, I don't know. It was good to pick up Annie. It's unfortunate to lose the president, but at least they got something out of that dragon play.
Yep, Flip goes down onto Crazy Philip in the top lane for a little bit of harass, but honestly, I don't think that he can do that much damage to Shen right now. And here's the thing, he got those Merc Treads. They don't help him against any of Singed moves. Like, it doesn't reduce any of this CC.
It only, well, it does help against a significant number of champions. It helps against, you know, the chompers and it helps against 4 out of 5 players. But
Right.
I don't know. I really don't think, I feel like that should have been Ninja Tabby, just with how much damage Kha'Zix does.
Ooh, good auto text coming out from the president. Just knocks him over immediately with that Tie Caller's blessing. Secondary jump comes out. A good sunshine from Miley Cyrus. Bubble does not land there. And he's going to
The
flash out.
sauce is the truth, man. The sauce is the truth.
He's got him. All right.
Got him.
Top lane, Crazy Phil getting flipped by Mr. Entropy. Actually just pops his ultimate as well. I'm just going to use it to clear out this wave here. Possibly looking to head back to base. I'm not sure. A good flip coming out from Mr. Entropy once again, but at this moment in the game, Crazy Phil doesn't really care all that much. Bottom lane, the Sauce dodges out yet another bubble. He will not be taking a bath today. Dark Crimson Blade does show up to the fight, though. Nami does still have Tidal Wave. The knockback from George P. Bradell goes down. Nami Ultimate will generate you money here. Nami Ultimate! Alright, picks up the kill there. Exhaust goes on to firing shots, but his utility is too dang high. A good Jinx Rocket comes through, lands, but does not pick up any execute kills.
The Hurricane, so bloodthirsty, finishes off the sauce right there. Oh no, Carrot's coming down, gonna find the president. I don't know if Rocket Jump's enough. Is Flash up?
It is not
It's
up.
like, oh
Carrot's
my
looking for
goodness.
that Q range to try to help him close the distance. Timbers comes out and he does pick up the kill right under turret there. Mr. Entropy going in on Crazy Phil once again, but he's starting to realize that he can't really damage that guy and needs to be more focused on just farming this wave out. He's behind in farm, behind in lane pressure, and just behind in just, you know, everything at the moment.
Is that a Raptor Cloak I see on
Oh boy, he's going for it first
It's,
item.
you know what? I'm okay with it being an Omeker or the or the portal. Both of those are my new favorite items in the game.
Yeah, there it is. Uh-oh. Garner 405 just under turret against Dark Crimson Blade there. Not the place he wants to be to look for that fight. And DCB just comes out on top by a long shot. Firing shots running up to the top lane, looking for the Singed. He's not going to find him, though. A little bit too late to get that kill. Stun coming out from Miley Cyrus onto the Hurricane, also not going to generate any pressure. Oh my goodness, so much damage coming out onto the President. The good Shen ulti is going to keep the President safe, though, and they turn the pressure back around. I don't know if the President wants to stick around, though. The anti-burst is the truth, and it might take him out.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. We're seeing that Rod of Ages coming up huge for Carrots right now. Nobody has the damage to deal. Oh my goodness, DCB comes in and finds Crazy Phil in this bush, dodges the bubble, doesn't even have to do anything.
Yep, Q coming out
Hurricane
from firing
gets-
shots, misses as well.
Oh my word. Just, they get caught, chased, they overextended a little too much. Singed is allowed to free farm on the top lane, that's all Singed wants. And they're probably going to be able to push up and get this outer mid tower.
Alright, so looking up here in this top lane, the Zerat portal is online and has been used. Where's it at? It's too far away! Those won't make it to your turret. They're gonna die.
Oh my god, are you sure they can make it? I
No,
believe.
they've only got a 4-second duration.
I believe.
No. Oh well. Alright, so jungle fight down here on the bottom side of the map. Dark Crimson Blade finding the President all by his lonesome. The Secret Service was not near him. And he gets taken out.
Yeah, Nura might lose her job in the Secret Service right now.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Alright, so Gunner looking for a little bit of chip damage there. Actually takes a zap for his troubles. Two of them, Nura and Gunner, trying to hold this mid lane turret against the barrage of the red team. They will be successful.
It's incredible to me that actually there's a 3k gold lead that Red has, and it is all on Carrots right now. Carrots is the man with the gold, and he is showing up and just dominated this bot lane. Every time he shows up, a tower dies or a person dies.
Yeah.
And with Dragon coming up, I don't expect that to change anytime soon. I would expect Vision to come down. They already have the crab ward. So, Red team needs to either try to contest this Dragon or try to get tower somewhere else on the map.
Very, very true. So, blue side pushing up towards this mid lane will knock that turret over finally, and they're going to retreat off the back of that as well. Mr. Entropy probably just in love with this portal now that he sees that it's just completely shutting down the Shen push. Not able to even work his way to that portal. See, the thing about that portal is you kind of need your minions to take it because their minions are going to be consistently hitting you otherwise while you're trying to knock it over. But if you don't have the pushing power to really get there, you're just stuck.
Right. I don't know. This item seems amazing on Singed.
It's super good.
I'm looking at this. I'm like, that is awesome. Dragon coming up in 14 seconds. We do have a 4-man stack for both teams down here. Flip comes in onto Shen right there. They're just kind of trading evenly right now. I don't know why Mr. Entropy keeps trying to trade when he needs to probably be ready to TP to the spot lane.
Yeah, he definitely does. He needs to just try to... I would wait for Shen TP before I go in, flip him, and then start TP.
Yeah.
Interrupt his and then go.
Oh, it looks like they're just going to stand off while the rest of the team fights for it.
Ooh, my goodness. Firing Shots dashes in, does not pick up the dragon, and gets taken out by the rest of the red team. Dark Crimson Blade jumps in, Zap misses on the back line from Mabelinus. George P. Bedell with a good jump out of that fight there. Gets exhausted by Miley Osiris. The Umbrella attack comes out. Mary Poppins is upset here. Dark Crimson Blade just going into the turret a little bit, but a good Shen ulti from Crazy Phil under the tower will keep her alive. Shen Tone onto Carrots McDuff under the turret keeps her still. Last turret auto attack will take her down, which procs the reset for Dark Crimson Blade. It's not enough damage though, and he gets taken out by the last shot from the turret combined with a little bit of damage from Shen. Oh my goodness.
That was Carrots went a little deep right there. He went all the way under the tower with a little help from that Shen taunt. Got bubbled. Nice bubble out of Nura. They overchased a little bit. They got greedy for the kills. They should have probably backed up and just gone, oh my goodness. Firing Shots lands the QR onto Miley Cyrus, actually saves his life.
Yeah, he definitely likes doing that ward jump into dash to a person. Now watch these little minions. Boom. Look at how much that chunks. Look at it. Watch. Bang. It took the turret out from that man. What the... Oh my goodness, it's so good.
Alright, so my question is, if it last hits a tower, do you get the gold for last hitting a tower?
I don't know. Your name comes up as the reward if you're not even there, and it takes a turret. Because it's player-generated damage.
Right.
So you might get the gold for taking a turret.
That's awesome. Dude, I love this thing.
It's
now we
tight.
just need to see an Ohm Wrecker on Singed, and I'm a happy man.
Yeah.
I guess that, they serve the same point. This thing goes like, no, we'll just kill the tower. The other one disables a tower.
Yeah. It is a beautiful, beautiful item. They did a good job with designing that, because that's been on the PBE for quite a while.
Yeah, they took their time, and it definitely shows though, because it feels, aside from it maybe costing a little bit too little, it is as impactful as you want it to be.
Yeah, it's an item where you get it and you get immediate value out of it.
Look at these little things go, man.
Look at them, and they'll last hit minions for you and all sorts of stuff.
Okay, so on a serious note, I really feel like Nura needs to, instead of that Ardent Sensor needs a Locket. She needs a Locket of the Ardent Solari because Carrots is so big and does so much AoE damage, giving as much AP or MR to your team as possible is necessary.
Yeah, it definitely is. Top lane Crazy Phil taking out the portal there. That's something I see on Nura's play, is that the Nurricane will definitely ignore some of the other more optimal options in favor of that Ardent Sensor. She loves having that attack speed buff, but top lane, a lot of fighting going on. Mr. Entropy gets kicked out there. Ultimate comes out of Jinx, whips to the fight though. Gunner shows up from the Tri-Brush as well. It's going to be a 3v3 remaining here, but on the back line, they have a lot more support from this damage from Mabelinus. Gunner is not going to dash in on this Crescent Strike he gets, and it looks like Mabelinus is actually going to land a zap onto the back of the Nurricane. Auto attack comes out from Carrots McDuff, but he's not in range to really proc a stun and lock her down. And now Radside's going to be looking to siege up this turret.
Yeah, That was kind of a sloppy fight from blue team. They went a little deep, got caught out, and there happened to be a 4-man stack waiting for it. That's just kind of bait, man.
Oh my goodness. Bottom side of the map, George P. Burdell just baiting Dark Crimson Blade under turret. He got a little bit too thirsty for that kill.
Yeah, but I want to touch back onto that Ardent Sensor. It's not just Nura that I see doing this, where they'll ignore optimal itemization. A lot of support, I've been doing a lot of support in ranked, and a lot of support players, even at the higher levels, they do not go for the optimal item because they just kind of get stuck in that mindset of like, oh, well, this is the best item always. Sometimes Locket's just better. Sometimes Frozen Heart First is just better. You don't need to finish your gold item. Stuff like that. You have to really think with your gold as a support because you get so little of it. It's
a situation, once again, if you follow the stretch rules of itemization where you try to create the biggest problem for the enemy team at all stages of the game through itemization, that is probably the best way that you can build in this game.
Yep.
Because you're always thinking about what counters who.
Yep.
And if you always build that, you're in the clear.
Yep. It is very rare where it is always okay to go with one build.
Yeah.
The exception being probably Thornmail, because that is hilarious.
Yeah, that build is that's so legit.
I don't care what Charmley says. That build is hilarious.
It will win the game. It doesn't matter if that Graves is 10-0. You walk up to him and say, "What's up, my friend? I notice you don't have any lifesteal."
Oh, I see you have lifesteals. Too bad you don't have a Last Whisper.
Yeah. I'm still gonna kill you because you can't kill me.
The build is so funny.
Just Ninja Tab by Thornmail. It's like, what do you do? Alright, so Crazy Phil is answering my question here, because when I first tried this item out, I was worried that if someone would kill those little guys, would they get gold? As we see Miley Cyrus just getting picked off on the backside of the dragon, but those Kha'Zix missiles chunked for a decent amount as everyone in that group got hit.
Well, we actually saw a really cool. They landed after the Leona ult landed, so you got that full Leona passive pop too.
Oh, okay, so that's
good chunk of damage.
That's what caused it there. Because even Lee Sin got chunked, and he's got some armor rolling.
Yeah, I mean, people don't really think about it, but that sunlight does quite a bit of additional damage. I can't look at the exact amount at the moment, but that's why Leona lanes are so strong. She brings, more damage to your ADC without even trying.
Yeah. It does not give me the value as to what it is, but that's fine. So dragon spawning here right now. Blue team is in position, clearing out this vision.
Yeah, but Singed is there. Like, there is a 5-man stack in the bot lane, and part of Singed's problem is, oh my goodness, DCB gets it!
Yeah, he gets the steal here. He's actually going to get back out of the fight as well. George P. Bairdell jumps on top of him and gets a reset. He's separated from the rest of the team, though, so he needs to be careful. Red side just chasing him down, making sure they get that kill. Crazy Phil finally shows up. He gets pushed back out after he gets that taunt down. Sunshine comes down, and he's going to get stunned out there, and he's locked down completely. The Hurricane not able to save his life. And now Red side's pinging the bottom side of the map, looking to get that push going.
Yep, this is what we talk about. Go to the closest objective to you. It just happens to be the inhibitor tower on the bot side. Your minions are already there. This should be a free inhibitor tower.
Yeah, they definitely should. They've got about 10 seconds before the bulk of the enemy team is back up. And if they get some even decent damage here, even if they don't knock it over, getting damage is going to be pretty worth it.
Yeah, Shen picking up that Thornmail, he recognizes that there is so much AD damage on the other team.
Yeah.
Oh my word, this is...
Almost everyone on the blue side picking up those home guards to respond here.
Yeah, good home guard purchases from the entire blue team. Saves a massive amount of damage on their inhibitor tower there, so just good itemization. Good pickup. Is that a Face the Mountain? That's pretty good completion.
Mm-hmm.
Leona's an oddball because her W is so good for her individual tankiness. She can afford to just pick up raw HP and be okay.
Yep, definitely true. Miley Cyrus gets the Zenith Blade onto the Hurricane there. Stun not quite ready for Annie. Finally picks it up with that Incinerate on the tail end. And now Blue Side's going to find the Zeroth portal in the mid lane and knock it over. So killing the portal itself gives you 25 gold, but those little guys give you nothing.
So, okay, this is the dream. Everybody has 6th item, everyone gets the portal, stacks it in a lane, and then goes to the other side of the map. Just a split push. That's the dream right there, man.
I mean, it's not unique or anything. It's not unique one per team. You could technically do that.
Even 2 of them. Even if you get 2 of them, that's going to provide so much side lane pressure. Your minions are always going to be there. Oh my god.
Because I did all sorts of experiments with this in customs. I'll talk about it after the game. Firing shots getting popped just in the jungle here. Unnecessary Jinx ult comes out and just whips there. Stalker Smite coming out onto Gunnar from Dark Crimson Blade's going to chase him under turret a little bit. Bubble comes out and misses. Missiles on the back end of that little poke from Kha'Zix. It's just giving Gunnar a parting gift as Dark Crimson Blade looks through a window and laughs at his enemy.
Yes. Sorry, DCB, you can't go it that way. Exit only.
Yeah. Well, actually, Blue Side can go in and out of that thing.
That's true.
I thought it was just an exit. But it is you can walk back in there too, which is interesting. It's a shorter way back into the base. Bubble comes out. George Peaberdell gets stunned out by the Tibbers. The Q comes out from Annie, but it does not kill him. And top side of the mountain, Mr. Entropy keeping up this split push pressure. Zerat portal in the brush. Now that is the optimal usage of the portal. These little guys are going to hit this turret. There they go. Look at them chunk it down. Beautiful, beautiful placement. All right, so mid lane, a huge fight going down. Blue side winning this handedly, but Jinx is still up with proper positioning. Mavelynn could possibly kite this out with the help of Dark Crimson Blade.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to think of what blue team... It's only a 5k gold lead, right? So all it takes is one explosive team fight. The problem is that at this point in this game, unfortunately, Gunnar can't do anything. He hasn't been able to find a fight where he can actually contribute just because he is so far behind. So they need to find a team fight where Gunnar can get directly onto Jinx and just remove him from the game. Otherwise, they're just going to continue being in these basically 4v5s.
Right.
Oh no.
Tops on the map, firing shots comes in. Q lands onto Mr. Entropy, pops the ulti and goes to get away. Good war jump off the wall from firing shots. Bubble comes out from the Hurricane, does not land. Another Q from firing shots goes in. He does not have the energy to close out this kill, and that's going to be Mr. Entropy just high stepping his way out of that fight.
Yeah. I mean, Sin's just fast. It's one of those things where he's at the point in the game where he's tanky enough to survive most 2 to 3 man ganks. He can just pop the ghost, pop the ult. He popped both there. Probably the correct decision, just to walk away from any bad situation.
Yeah.
Dragon's coming up in 1 minute. We see red team already picking up, trying to establish vision control. They have 2 pinks on the enemy side of the jungle. This is just excellent vision control.
Yep. That entire close rim of that dragon pit is dark for blue side. They might find this pink ward here. They do walk onto it, and he kind of wants to think about going in for a stun there, but ends up walking away for fear of the bubble. Respect the bubble, my friends. It will end your life. The bubble giveth, and the bubble taketh away.
Yes, the bubble is a wonderful thing.
Gunnar gets spotted out in the backside of the red brush there. Hurricane walks into Miley Cyrus here.
Oh, no.
Firing shots is in the area though. Q lands, but this Leona is very tanky. QRQ goes out and he flashes the wall. Tibbers comes down. Miley Cyrus still up on health. Jinx Rocket from all the world over the wall will pick up a kill on Lee Sin, and now Miley Cyrus is back onto the Hurricane. He's still alive with about 1/8 health there and survives the entire encounter, even though he was the person who initially got cut out. This is going to be a free dragon for red team.
And that's why the sauce is the boss, man. I mean, that was just... He just walked at him.
Uh-oh, George Peaberdell walks into a bad situation here. Dark Crimson Blade has already used his gap close. It will come back up again. George Peaberdell is isolated. A taunt comes out from Crazy Phil, but it's not in a location where he can save where he can save the president. He flashes over the wall to get away, and it looks like Red's team's finally going to refocus and get this dragon picked up.
That Zerat's portal directly in front of the inhibitor tower.
Oh my
giving
goodness.
Singe so much extra pressure, man.
It's doing so much damage. It does so much damage.
He doesn't even have to walk up to it, man.
Alright, and here's my premise with Zerat's portal. It's player-generated damage, right? Yep. So it should be able to be enhanced by the dragon buff.
Oh god.
It should also be able to be enhanced by Wrath Elixir. It should also be able to be enhanced by the doubling of Dragon Buff at the tail end. So, Zerat's portal is... What I'm trying to tell you guys is, Zerat's portal is pretty freaking good.
Story of the day. Zerat's portal OP.
It's pretty freaking good. I like it a lot.
Yeah. It is one of the more unique items they've implemented into the game, and I am extremely happy with it.
And I was saying before, like if it had HP, it would be the god item. Like with all this praise, it's still not the god item because of the lack of HP. So there are things that will win against it, like true damage. But
I mean, it's just it's the only item in the game that gives you direct lane pressure.
Yeah, like it's an immediate payoff.
Yeah.
No matter what happens.
I love this item. I see it and I'm happy.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I played earlier today, and I was just like, alright, drop the portal, regroup the team, we got a turret.
Looks like Shen decides he wants to get in on the action too, as his fourth item is that Raptor Cloak plus the Negatron.
There it is. Ooh, DCB getting his Guardian's Angel Pop. Bubble goes down a bit early, so it does not land on the Crimson Blade. Gunnar goes in with a Crescent Strike, but doesn't follow up with the dash.
Lunar Rush. Yeah,
Lunar Rush.
I think it's Lunar Rush.
Yep. Mr. Entropy shows up in the Nozarat's portal up top to keep that lane pressure going, as it is still on cooldown. Mr. Entropy flipping in Crazy Phil, but Crazy Phil is not the guy you want to be hitting right now. Oh, Maybelline is just off to the side there, not where he wants to be. He wants to get to the back of Miley Cyrus and Mr. Entropy, those beefy guys that you can really trust to defend yourself with. And honestly, if he stays in rocket form here, they can knock over this turret fairly easily, having that Annie in front to drop Tibbers if anyone groups up. Oh my goodness, Tibbers. You need Tibbers. Where's the Tibbers? Someone Tibbers. Throw her Tibbers. Oh, she's already dead.
Yeah.
Never mind. This is going to be a fantastic fight for Blue Team. As long as they get grouped and in position, Jinx Rocket comes out onto Crazy Phil, and it looks like they're not going to be able to wrap this one up. Mr. Entropy makes it into the middle of the fight there, flipping back, firing shots into the rest of his team. Nami picks up a kill on the back end of the fight as Leona goes down. George P. Pradell and firing shots jump in onto Miley Cyrus and pick up that kill as well. So Blue Side doing a fantastic job of finding these picks in the middle of Havoc, and then just walking away with the gold advantage there. Yeah. Carrots McDuff got picked off in the early portion of that fight, and I think that's just kind of what really caused them to lose.
Well, Red Team kind of misvalued their personnel. Carrots walked too far forward to be the wave clear personnel to help. Oh my goodness, Mr. Entropy! I don't know what you're doing as he catches the Shen taunt. He should just go down. Never mind. Shen's ult. Oh, there we go. And Mr. President gets hopped on and Goomba stomped. But like I was saying,
Crazy Phil needs to get in here and tank this. Throw that Q down, let everyone heal up. There we go.
Yeah. But in that last fight, we saw DCB trying to perform a flank while Carrots was up close and personal, trying to find that Flash Tibbers misses, and I don't really think Carrots can do anything here. Yeah. Good taunt coming out of Crazy Phil, isolates Carrots after he goes for the Flash Baron steal. But I feel like they should swap what DCB and Carrots are doing. Carrots needs to be up front using that Void Spike as a poke/wave clear.
Right.
Try to back people off of the tower, and then allow Jinx to walk up and hit it with the autos, because you win this game not off of Carrot or DCB resets, you win this game off of nice Tibbers. Tibbers plus Rocket. So you need to hide Carrots, because as we saw with Carrots not in that fight, it was devastating, dude.
Yeah, they really got torn up there. Not in the position you want to be when you're typically, when you're technically ahead in gold value and in turrets down. So you want to make sure that you kind of hold on to your clutch players here, especially that Annie that's 14 and 5.
Yes, that Annie is pretty vital, man. We talked about it earlier. She was the gold lead. She was up at 3K at one. She's still up through 4K. That is the gold lead. That is the difference between these two teams. So you have to protect your gold lead.
Yeah, you definitely do. Top side of the map, this Shen with Baron buff is now causing the Singe way too many problems. Drops his Zerat's portal. He's like, ha! Have a taste of your own medicine. Now I've got the Void Spawner. And he's like, oh yeah? Well, ha-ha! Now I have one.
Alright, now, where's the gentleman's agreement? They just both walk away, join the teams.
Nope. Well, one of them might be joining this fight here, as we see Mabel get bubbled out by a fantastic Nami bubble placement. Just a huge amount of team fighting going down on the bottom side of this map, and up in the top lane, neither Singe nor Shen are paying any attention, smacking each other around in a fight for literally all eternity. They can't kill each other here. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, the president.
Oh, the president gets knocked over, and it looks like Red Team's gonna finish this fight out and win. They really needed their Shen, and I guess Mr. Entropy wins out because he was the guy who distracted Shen enough to keep him up here. These sniper minions.
Look at this. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. We have 3 cannon minions. Is it going to be 4? They're going to kill Mr. Entropy. Oh my god. That's Shen's secret tactic. He's going to get 5 or 6 of these cannon minions and just murder towers.
He's just like, no. Singe is like, I can't handle it. There's too many.
But in the mid lane, look at this mid lane push, man. This tower might actually go down if they're not careful.
No, it's gonna be safe. They got some minions there, and that laser is super strong. But
right,
top side of the map, Mr. Entropy finally loses his turret to Shen. The super minion's too strong.
Too strong. And it looks like that was the 5th Baron for the red team, so that is a wonderful feeling. I don't know. This might be one of the closest games we've had where one team got 5 dragons, but it's not completely over at that point.
Yeah, very, very true. Dude, this portal is my new love.
But
the thing is like, if I get the portal, I can't build Thorn, like, right away. So
well,
like,
you know what? Sometimes you just have to move on in life, you know?
No, but Thorn!
Oh my god, what do you think of this 41-minute Rod of Ages coming out of Singed?
Not the most optimal purchase. This is probably the time where you want to get that young Rylai's Crystal Scepter, but...
I mean, you don't need mana at this point, so you do not need this. You get a little bit less hit points off of the Rylai's, but you get the slow, and you don't need the additional mana that you get out of Rod of Ages, so it just seems like a suboptimal buy.
Yeah, it's questionable. I would have also said that Abyssal Scepter might have been a good option to enhance that Sunfire damage.
Thornmail?
Gonna bring it. Thornmail would have been fantastic here.
Thornmail would have been awesome. I mean, you're really only worried about Diana does negative damage at this point, so actually she's doing okay. She's slowly catching back up in the game, but it's that's not what you're worried about. Is Singed. If Diana's hitting you in a team fight, you're already winning the team fight.
Very true. And as the siege goes on, we see in the top lane that turret was disabled. Wait, what? Mr. Entropy doesn't have an Omewrecker, but mid lane team fight. Gunnar is in the middle of the team where he does not want to be. Dark Crimson Blade gets the reset back onto George P. Bradell. Flash out's going to mean he's going to take way too much turret damage here. Reset happens onto Jinx. Shen ulti goes out on George P, but he's walking away from the fight instead of using that shield. Zenith Blade onto Crazy Phil, and now he's going to get taken out as well. George P. Bradell forced to flash out or jump out from another fight. Gets one kill onto Dark Crimson Blade. Good amount of Annie damage comes out. Firing Shots is back up from the base now. And he's looking to try to defend this turret. Not too much he can do against 4 other members of the red team, though. Carrots McDuff playing it very safe, just staying in the area. He wants to be able to use his stun if need be, but he does not want to be in range to get hit with something like a Lee Sin Q. Or a couple auto attacks from this Tristan. A good flip in from Mr. Entropy onto Firing Shots will lock him in place with the Flame Chompers. And there's Annie walking forward with the stun, gets targeted with the turrets and knocked over. Mr. Entropy just being a whole nuisance to the enemy team. And this looks like this is going to be the end of the game. Most likely a win for Red Side here, and well played by them, I think.
It should be game. Death timers, I mean, we have 2 people respawning right now, but nobody can get to Villainous right now. Nice flip out of George P. Bradell's rocket jump. That was the only chance they had, was for George to jump forward and just kill Jinx, but
yeah,
it doesn't happen like that. Good reaction out of Mr. Entropy. It was a really close game for a while, just unfortunately Diana fell a little bit too far behind to have a true impact on the games. And sometimes that happens, dude.
Yeah. So, Pimpy in the chat asking us, do we have a guilty pleasure in terms of food? Mine is mozzarella sticks. So unhealthy, but so delicious.
I will eat any Indian food.
Oh, really? I've actually never had Indian food before.
Do you like spinach?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I just actually had spinach and mushroom quesadillas for dinner.
There is my one true love for food is I guess it's a side. It's called sag. It's a spinach sauce maybe, and they put anything in it, and it is amazing.
Huh.
Stretch, come to New York, and I will treat you to some amazing food.
You know what? That sounds fantastic. I might end up going to. When is PAX East?
Oh God,
when is
I don't
PAX
know.
East?
All right, let me go ahead. Create
they've been announced. Are there tickets available? What?
What?
It's sold out already?
What?
No! The 3-day pass is sold out. How's a guy supposed to go to PAX East?
You contact Jeff, go work at the NVIDIA booth, and hang out with him.
I don't want to work. I want to go have fun. I want to go hug Dyrus. That's where it's at. All right, let's roll into game 2. Get that spooling up. Actually, first up, let's do some post game analysis here, because I've got some people asking me, what happened in the last game, what went wrong. Essentially, here's what happened: improper itemization. I'm going to go ahead and say that that's probably a huge factor here. Annie was enormous this game, but I did not see a single locket of the Iron Solari for blue side, and that probably cost them a large portion of your fights. Other than that, Gunnar was quite far behind in lane in the early game because he was just getting outranged by Carrots McDuff. Lee Sin did a fantastic job of roaming the map early on, but it didn't turn into anything because of the fact that we didn't have anyone who really scaled well along with him, and no one really kept up that pressure. Because Lee Sin, I really feel like firing shots made fantastic ganks in the early game, but I didn't see any turret results, I didn't see any dragon results out of that. That's where you really need to get the value out of that early lead.
Yep, I'm just trying to think about it, because we had top lane go, we're going to call that even. Bottom lane was pretty even. The only time jungle intervention mattered was in the mid lane.
Right.
And we saw Diana had no impact because she never had enough gold to do anything. That was because she didn't shop early. When you're in a losing lane matchup, you need to shop early and try to come back and take an early brawl when you have an item advantage and a full HP/mana advantage. So that's what could have been different in that lane. And Stretch is right for itemization. Just both teams did it. Neither team itemized completely correctly, and that's, we all do that all the time. We just buy what we want. But a locket would have made a huge difference. And blue team also didn't try and find the correct team fights. They needed Diana. There was never a fight where Diana ever got to go in. It was always just someone getting caught and dying. They never tried to play that pick comp.
Yeah. Dark Crimson Blade mentioning, giving a shout out to himself and patting himself on the back. You forgot to mention that my Kazakh jungle ruined Diana.
We don't mention DCB's name on stream, man. We don't want to stroke his ego.
It is very true. His Kazakhs was very good, but I really feel like firing shots in the early game was an artist in terms of his gank approach. His ward jumps were just on point, and they happened so quickly that it made it very difficult to react. And he made some plays happen that otherwise, it's the stuff you can only pull off with Lee Sin, and he pulled it off to a T.
Yep, no, that's very, very true. There was some phenomenal play from both sides, just mechanically and map pressure-wise. But unfortunately, Carrots showed up huge, man. Nobody itemized against Carrots, and he just took